I was missed.
All right. Good morning, old school Texas Tech. It's 8 o'clock in the Central Time Zone. I'm actually in the Eastern Time Zone now, and I'm already getting started for the game, which kicks off in what is it? It's a little less than 3 hours now.
3 more hours.
I saw a pretty cool interview with Nick Saban talking about how Joey McGuire's embraced has his own process that's very similar to his process, and it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. He had a
Wait,
lot
that's
of nice things.
like being an a-hole. Is that what it is?
He had a lot of nice things to say about Coach McGuire.
That's great. That's
Yeah.
good stuff. Do you think is there any rumor or is there any truth to this LSU and he are talking behind the scenes? Do you think,
I'm sure he keeps saying that he won't let his wife talk to his agent because he doesn't want her to know what kind of numbers are being thrown around, but that he's not interested in coming back to coach. That's what he
yeah,
says.
he's up there, man. I don't know. I think it's like, dude, you've done enough. Don't go back to LSU. No need for that. So remember how all the smack that they talked about you when you went to Alabama. Never forget.
Yeah, but I think he kind of likes LSU.
Well, I mean, he was there, but I remember a lot of people would trash him about, oh, he left LSU. I was like, well, he left LSU, went to the NFL for 2 years. It didn't work out. And then Alabama was open. So I was like, I don't understand what the issue ever was. But a lot of it was
Uh,
because they got beat like a drum so much. But anyway, back to you.
Alabama beat LSU in the national championship game one year.
I remember that. And I don't think
Yeah,
LSU even scored a point either. I
it
remember
was
that.
like 21 to nothing or something.
Something like that. Yeah. All right. You,
All right, so we both picked Houston last night. You just told me that they won. I didn't even know. I didn't get a chance to I had to work last night. So the first game is BYU at Texas Tech.
hmm. I have a high degree of confidence. This feels. I told you a couple days ago. This feels like Tech versus Texas in 2008. There's a lot of parallels there. Um, Tech is going to win the game, no doubt in my mind. I think that spread's a little high, but we're going to
Okay. Colorado and West Virginia, two
win.
dumpster fires.
Two major dumpster fires.
Yeah.
I'm. This is a tough one because I'm not seeing much of either one of them playing this year. But I know Colorado in back-to-back weeks has been absolutely like annihilated. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick West Virginia being at home to win a comfortable game.
All right. Kansas at Arizona.
Ooh, no, that's an interesting game. Huh, I know. I kind of know a little bit about both squads. I'm
I've
gonna,
watched them both play this year.
yeah, I'm gonna probably stick with Arizona. That's one being the home team, and that's just hey, that's where I just left. I was in Tucson, very nice area,
Yeah. Did
very
you see
nice.
the school and the stadium and stuff?
Didn't see the school in the stadium, but it was a cool area. It was a small town. I'm granted I'm used to, you know, walls of traffic and concrete buildings everywhere in Dallas, but
Yeah.
I could do Tucson, I think, except when it's 120 degrees in July. I think
Yeah.
Arizona will beat Kansas today.
Okay. Iowa State at TCU.
No, that's a pretty good one. These are two teams I think that have not done or not lived up to expectations this year. Probably Iowa. Doesn't Iowa State have like 4 losses now? I think they did,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is surprising because I always thought Matt Campbell had a little.
His name's being mentioned in all sorts of coaching searches.
Isn't that every year though? He
Yeah,
seems
it
like
is every year, but you would think a year when he's not doing well at all
yeah.
that yeah.
I'm gonna go with. I think I'm gonna take TCU only because they're the home team. This one, I think they're pretty evenly matched, and I think TCU is what 6-3. I don't know. I'd have to look. Sonny
Yeah,
Dykes. Sonny Dykes is still a traitor though.
yeah, he's a tree. Of course, he's a trader. Yeah, you and I have the same picks again. Again, I don't. This has happened a lot this year. So yeah, I didn't watch the Houston at UCF game. It was actually ended the score was closer than I thought it would be. Was you said it was only 3 points?
Yeah, and Houston was behind because I was tracking it because I was in the airport for part of it. Um,
Yeah.
they were God, they trailed the entire game. and they came ahead at the end. But what I saw was beating up UCF at the lines of scrimmage. That's what I saw. So they won like you're supposed to.
because we have UCF next week in Lubbock. I've got Texas Tech beating BYU. I'll talk more in detail about that. We'll talk more in detail about that in a second. I've got West Virginia over Colorado. I would like to pick Colorado, but I just think they're too much of a dumpster fire. I don't know what all's going on there. There's serious problems at Colorado, no question about it. I don't know what's going on with Dion. I'm worried about him there. Um, I got Arizona beating Kansas, although I think this could be a pretty good game.
I think they will be. Yeah,
Yeah, Kansas gave us a pretty good fight. I even think the Iowa State at TCU game will be a pretty good game, but I think TCU, I like TCU at home. I'm sure they'll blame Iowa State for it not being a sellout like they usually do. They had blamed the opposing team for their stadium not selling out.
how would they do?
Yeah, that's what they do.
I want to say that that's like their stadium is like a high end high school stadium. That's pretty much what it is.
I haven't been inside. I was in an office building next to it, and I used to be able to see into the stadium. It didn't. It looked pretty big to me, but I don't. I've never been inside of it. All right. So what do you think? It's crazy the build up to this game. It's not. I haven't seen anything like it since the '08 Texas game. But
Yeah.
what do you think? What do you think's going to happen in detail in Lubbock?
I've changed like so if you would ask me what I thought on Tuesday or Wednesday, I was having a chat with a couple of clients and they're younger tech grads. When they told me when they graduated, I was like, man, I feel old. But the score that I told them it would be, I've actually changed it. So I told them that I thought Tech would overwhelm BYU on both lines of scrimmage. Um, if I had to, well, I can jump right into the score, to be honest. If you would ask me on Tuesday, I would have said we win 31-17. Now I think it's more like 31-23. I think that number one rush defense that we have in the country is going to contain this Bear Brockmeyer, whatever his name is. He looks like he's pretty good, but this BYU team and some of the clips that I've seen, I went back and looked at all the scores of their games. There's not anything that just stands out as just being superstar, like just elite, ridiculous. They've been winning games, close games. Coaching seems to be pretty solid.
Oh yeah,
There's
definitely.
nothing coming in that tells me that this isn't like Texas, who was number one back then, coming in, who had all kinds of firepower. I think with us being at home, that we're going to beat them up on both lines of scrimmage. And I don't think that they fully understand because I'm in this Big 12 sports league group on in social media. A lot of BYU fans were like, "You guys have no idea what's coming for you," and I was like, "Nah, it's the opposite.
They're
You guys
so nice. They're so nice, like compared to like the Utah fans. They're so like
yeah.
respectful and stuff. Like they try to they try to talk trash, but they don't really know how to do it. Like
Little too classy. But I mean, if this was at BYU, I'd be singing a different tune because I know the home field advantage thing. And I think, you and I talked about this before. They're 2 hours behind us typically coming across. It's going to be probably a little bit weird, the early start time for them. So I'm sticking
yeah.
with my original. I'm sticking with 31-23 Texas Tech. I think we're going to be pretty much in control most of the game. There's going to be some moments where it looks like BYU's got momentum. They may even lead for part of the game, but I think ultimately we will win by less than the Vegas spread.
I have us just over the Vegas spread. I have it 33-21 Tech. But my one caveat to that is if Tech gets off to a fast start and jumps up like 14-0 or something like really quick, then it could get out of hand. I think I just think we're a better team. I've seen BYU play twice. I watched them play in the Utah game and I watched them play in the Arizona game. They barely won in the Arizona game. They had to come back and win in overtime. And the Utah game, they just didn't play Utah as well as we did. And they were playing at home and we were playing on the road. So if Tech can get out to a fast start, and get like a couple get up like 14-0 or 17-0 or something like that, I think it could actually get out of hand. But if Tech kind of comes out and sputters a little bit, then BYU is known to start slow but finish strong. And we kind of are more of a second half team too. If it goes like that, then I think it's going to be more like 33-21. We're only allowing like 2.6 yards a carry rushing, and so I think that's going to be a real problem for BYU.
Yeah, in what universe would you have ever thought that Texas Tech would be number one in rush defense through was it week 9 now or 10?
I never thought that I would ever see that.
It's
Yeah,
one thing if it's like, hey, it's week 2, we've played a couple of lesser teams and we're number one, yippee ki yay.
yeah,
Right? We're
yeah.
9, 10 weeks in, and but I mean, when I watched the games, and I thought about this last weekend when I was watching, I said, teams just, I don't remember the last time a team ripped off like a 40-yard run on us. I don't think it's even happened this year, to be honest.
Oh, the quarterback for Arizona State had a
Oh, that's right. Yeah, or Kansas State. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and then the Kansas State guy did too.
I meant
But
before that.
like
Before
running backs, I can't think of I can't think of a running back because a running back had like what's the longest rush a running back's had against us this
I don't
year?
know. I would
I
almost
don't know,
get
but we definitely have not had nearly as many as we usually, usually every year it's like one a game they rip off like a 70-yard run. Like it hasn't been anything like that this year.
we're a really long pass. I know we're not as good against the pass, but we're still playing pretty well.
Uh, if they can get the pass off, if they can get the pass off, then yeah, they might catch it. But with those two, with Height and Bailey, it's hard to get a pass off.
Only 20 sacks between the two of them, only.
Yeah, yeah, it's and Jacob Rodriguez. It's I've never. This is the first season I've of all the years I've been following Tech football, which is now like 25 years, something like that, maybe more. I've never been more like excited to like listen to the defense play, like watch the defense play. Oh, yeah, the defense is more exciting to watch than the offense, actually.
I actually agree with you. Would have never in a
Yeah,
million years thought this could be possible. The only other
yeah.
time, the only two teams that, if you can think of, or you disagree, totally cool. But '08 and '09 were the only times I remember a defense even being close to this good. And I would say this defense is still light years ahead of those two.
No, I agree with that. I like the '08. I don't remember. Yeah, the '09 defense was pretty good too. Yeah. But they gave up like a ton of points to A&M at home like that year. The '08 defense was like a bend don't break. It was good at that, because we were so good on offense. They would just like they were good at like, they would force some turnovers, and they could kind of limit the big plays, and they just kept us in the game so our offense could overwhelm the opponent in most cases except for the two losses. This defense like controls games.
Agreed. So
Yeah.
I just need to go. The only thing I need to do whenever we get off here is figure out how I'm going to watch it because I have good old YouTube TV. And of course, it's not on there. So thanks, Disney, ESPN, and YouTube TV.
Yeah, we have a lot of creative ways to watch things down here in Ecuador. But yeah, good luck. You definitely have to watch it. You might have to go to sports bar.
Well, I can definitely do that.
You can definitely do that. You're
100%.
you're capable of it. All right. Well, everyone have a good day. Hopefully we get the win. I've got the if you're on our Facebook group, I've got the threads up already. And so but put your prediction and then we'll be chatting during the game as well.
Sounds good, my man. We win today and we will tie. We haven't had a 9-win season since 2009.
Yeah. I feel it coming.
All right.
I think we're gonna get it.
I do
All
too.
right. Have a good one. Wreck 'em.
See ya.